Now, it may be hot in Montana, but I wouldn't mind hitching up an RV and heading out that way, visiting. I wish I knew somebody who could help us with the... Oh, wait. Ken, are you available to talk right now?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Ken Boyer joins us this morning from Penn RV Center. Good to see you, Ken.
Thanks for having me over.
Busy summer, huh?
Oh, boy. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah.
What, just overall thoughts? People still excited to hit the road and go on an adventure?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they're still going at it. Pretty hot and heavy, and getting a lot of new leads in now. And yeah, it's not ended yet this year.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Well, I want to ask you about that. Well, a couple things. One, I think if people go to your site, already some sale prices on some things we can talk about. But some people think, oh, that Memorial Day to Labor Day, that's sort of the key season. But the weather has been great. Well into November, it seems like the last number of years, where people can still have really great experiences in this beautiful fall weather we have here. And then you've got those who are packing up, and in a month or two, they're going to be heading south or out west.
Everybody's got their own agenda.
Yeah.
And but there's no question that the camping season has extended, over the years, where at one point in time I knew campgrounds that were open only from Memorial Day to Labor Day, but now it's a lot of them start in there like when trout season opens and ends up, into Halloween.
That's great.
Yeah, that's a real nice time.
Well, there's so much to explore, and fall is so beautiful. I can't imagine not wanting to be out someplace to experience that.
Yeah, it's a good time. Take the family and go, and just enjoy life there.
Yeah. You got to enjoy some life this past weekend.
Yeah.
Do you cherish those moments where you can enjoy it yourself, as opposed to kind of helping others get started with those adventures?
Well, we did have a pretty good time over the weekend. We went to a campground where my son has a permanent site, and we pulled up in an overnight area for the weekend, and got together and different times all weekend long, and it was a good time, because other than that, I don't get to see my grandkids as often as I'd like to, but we really had a pretty good time, that's for sure.
What's been the trends with RVs this season, and do you have any idea what's ahead with the next models? Or is that something where, as you get into next year, when shows pop up and information gets sent out, that's when you kind of get an idea?
That's what we're going into right now.
Okay.
In a couple of weeks, in fact, 3 weeks from today, I'll be in Indiana for a manufacturer show for dealers.
Oh, wow.
And they'll be debuting, any kind of new floor plans, equipment, specialties, different things like that they're gonna put in your upcoming model year. But some of those 2023s are already rolling out. We're getting them in already, and that what you mentioned a few minutes ago about the discounts, they got to be there. We got to move those 22s out so we can make room for the 23s.
So if it's something you've always been thinking about, now's a really good time to stop in.
Yeah.
And I would imagine what you have available there is what's available, so that people can come and buy it and take it with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was 15 months ago. There was nothing, zero on the lot. Not just a big empty parking lot. Today there's 32 new units there, about a half a dozen used at this time, and it's just a whole different ball game. You can't hate that.
No. Well, you can't even get totally upset about not having any either because the demand was there for one. We know the manufacturing side of things, but there was such an increase with people saying, you know what, let's try this. We're not doing the big theme parks; they're closed. We're not doing, let's get back to the family and traveling together and exploring together.
Yeah, it's definitely a big plus. Yeah, for sure. That's I always say, that family that camps together stays together, and you're seeing it just in our experience over the weekend. Camping. My son and his family has a permanent site, and we actually bop around because we know people at different campgrounds and know different folks all around. But it's kind of a way to hang in there.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And I think we've talked about that before, where folks who do get to venture out and maybe they have favorite places they go. They get to meet people that sometimes they meet just for the first time and that's it. Others, maybe if they go back at the same time every year, they get to know other families, and that becomes part of the excitement of going back. Oh, we're going to go see, so-and-so, and
right.
The kids get to play, and we get to do this, and it's all part of it.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. The kids were just outside there kind of milling around the campsite, and the neighbors came over. The two little boys next door came over there, just spending the weekend there, and they had balls, and they said, let's play, dodgeball or whatever, and they were just out there tossing the balls back and forth with, total strangers, which is great.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it was really cool.
For those who are kind of transitioning, maybe the kids are back to school or sports are starting up, taking care of your RV heading into the winter months is extremely important because you don't want any issues come spring. What tips, is it something that folks can come to you to winterize? What do you recommend, and what do you say to those folks?
Well, we're available. You just need to call and make an appointment, and we can get your camper winterized. When we winterize your water system, we always do a free check on the roof to make sure that everything is good to go for the winter season, and it's a matter of just making sure everything is put away, cleaned up, winterizing the water system, taking out the battery, the auxiliary battery, and making sure all the sealants are good and tight and everything's good there, and all food, anything that has or had food in it, that's got to go. And because
it won't stay over the.
It's not the stain of the. I'm not worried about, let's say, canned goods other than freezing and breaking, but it's just the rodents and stuff like that. You can triple, quadruple check your camper underneath, over, up, and down, and you think there's just no way they're going to get in there. And given enough time, they'll do it. They'll chew and claw until they find their way in there. But it's not true for every case. It just happens enough that it's annoying.
Yeah, and the other thing you don't want. If you take the time now to do it, come spring, there's less time having to fix any issues that may pop up. You just do your stuff, and then you're right back on the road and ready to enjoy the camping season.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't want any surprises in the spring.
Yeah. Now I noticed even when you came here, you went through our fridge and checked everything.
Yeah, I was making sure. I don't want nobody to get hurt. Yeah.
The one thing in there is, I think, from spring, but I'll clean it out.
Well, yeah. When your cleaning person comes in,
that's me.
Yeah, that's right.
Amy got mad at me because she brought lunch for me yesterday, leftovers. And I had some yesterday, forgot to put it away. And she walked in this morning and she goes, "Now I have to throw all this away." I'm like, "Oh, I forgot about that." But again, if somebody brings their RV to you, that's just the second setup, professionalized, that gets to go through and say, "Aha,
yeah,
I might want to take care of this."
Exactly. Yeah. we see things that owners don't normally see, and we can give you a call about that and say, hey, come across this while we were doing that. Yeah, the other day, people came in. They had like a half a dozen items on their list of things to be repaired, and I said, is the awning on that list? And my guys, the tech said, no, there's no awning on the list. I said, well, they got duct tape. Yeah, it's a white awning and white duct tape. That's real pretty, except for it's not going to last. So I called them. They were very appreciative to know that I was looking out for them.
Yeah, that's great. Well, let's hold up and I'll do this real quick. You're watching the Morning Drill on Stream Television and on Armstrong's Neighborhood Channel and listening to it on the Allegheny News Talk Sports Network. Ken Boyer with us here this morning from Penn RV Center, just outside of Titusville on Route 8. When it comes to the parts for things, do you get those pretty quick, or is there a waiting period for parts or accessories? There's a lot of things you have there.
Yeah, when you say parts, it's usually on the tip of a sword, and you just get
right there.
Well, it's not on everything. It's just every once in a while you're at the mercy of the distributors or the manufacturers or whoever, and sometimes things can just take what seems to be forever. And it's not across the board either. It's not every manufacturer, not every part, not anything. It's just every once in a while. It's tough.
Yeah. But hopefully it's getting better. And again, that's one of those things where the sooner you get your RV in to get checked, the quicker all this stuff can be fixed. So the longer you wait, the longer it's going to take.
Yep, absolutely.
So for winterizing needs, they can come to you. For buying needs, they can still come to you. It's a great time to buy right now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very good, very good.
What models do you have out there that you might want to mention, or people should stop and take a look at? And again, I know budget comes into play with stuff like that.
On the budget minded, I have a couple of Amerilights, single axles guys that are lightweight. You can pull them with vehicles that can tow up to 5,000 pounds, like a minivan or an Explorer, those types of things. And they're even though they're already at a low price, under $20,000, they're another $1,000 off right now, and they're brand new 22s. From there, we have Shasta, Wildwood, and E-Pro, and Microlight. So we have 4 other brands that are on the lot, and everything is marked down that from on all our 22s models, and it's working out good so far.
Really, like a lot of things, Ken, it probably comes down to your needs and what you're looking to do and looking to take with you when you head out on the road.
Right, exactly. So we try to fit your family, and your with like your tow vehicle. So a lot of times that's one of my first questions is, what are you going to tow with? And because I'm not going to sell you some 9,000 pound trailer if you've got a let's say one that you would be towing with a minivan. It's just not going to happen. And so I can't safely get you on the road with the wrong stuff.
Well, and for like non-families, maybe you're retired and you're heading out someplace, but maybe you have a golf cart. You've got RVs that have room for things like that, or bikes or kayaks.
I don't have any right now.
But I mean, in general.
But there's those are available, sure, and there's but there's different floor plans, layouts, and stuff like that accommodate, let's say, couples or accommodate families, with a lot of kids, because we could sleep up to 10 in some of our trailers with, giving everybody ample space.
Are you amazed sometimes when you see these models that come out and they found a way to incorporate more space but make it compact? I mean, it just seems like there's a lot of really cool features that when you first walk in, maybe you don't notice right away, and you go, "Well, how am I going to sleep this?" And then you open something up, and it's like, "Oh, wow, okay."
Yeah. It does seem like it's for the novice that has not been around RVs or even boats in some cases, where they have sleeping quarters. Dinette tables turn into beds, and soft sofas flip out into queen beds. There's all kinds of places like that.
Yeah, I think you were showing me some. Again, it just depends on your needs, but maybe you enjoy cooking outside, right? So some have like these built-in kitchenette things on the outside, right?
Right. Yeah. The outside kitchens are real popular, and like all of our Forest River products come with an outside griddle. They in the past they've come with grills, but now they're using griddles, and griddles cook basically everything. I've done steaks and burgers and home fries, and I mean just everything on my camp griddle, and it works out absolutely fantastic. Yeah. And you can put a lot of food out in a short amount of time. Yeah.
Well, you could be feeding a whole campground by that point.
No,
you?
we're not going to be doing that. No, I'll run out of something.
The last couple of years, you've been busy expanding out there, and it looks beautiful. It sort of opened the doors to some other things, more room to work, storage. We were talking before coming on. You had an open house. You had product that people could go in and see. It just really allowed you to do a lot over the winter months.
Yeah, it's the new building, which is 60 by 80, provides all sorts of space where we were cramped into like a 20 by 50 area before with 3 techs.
Wow.
And so we ended up working outdoors. So outdoors is not in play anymore so much. But in the case of we can comfortably put like 6 RVs inside, have room to operate the jacks and operate the awnings out and the slide outs out and so on, and it works out great. And the doors are big enough we can actually bring the campers from the yard to in the building with the slide outs out.
You mentioned the techs with their experience, your experience. You're what, over like 2 billion hours worth of knowledge?
2 billion.
There's
I'll
a lot
to check your math.
There's a
on
lot
that
of
one.
experience out there.
I've been at this for 45 years now, and I have a tech that I hired almost 20 years ago, and he's been with us, been with me for 20 years, and a third one that was that has been there since, well, he's got 5 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he just reminded me of that. Yeah, I wonder what that means. And then also
Steak on the griddle.
Steak on the griddle. Yeah, I'll take him out. And then one other fella who right now he's out for he was out for some surgery, but I expect he'll be back pretty soon.
Well, hurry in, Penn RV. Take advantage of reduced prices on 2022 Wildwoods, Shastas, Gulfstreams. You can check out the website, or better yet, stop out and visit with you or Margot or any of the crew out there.
That's right. Yeah.
Take a tour.
Be glad to take. I was charging $0.25. I backed that down to 20 cents.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
there you go. Hey, well worth it, though. You get to see some great things. Good to see you, Ken. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon.